out in shows. I've been on the road, I don't care where I go, long as I get paid.
What's up, YouTube? By the caption, you already know what I'm gonna be talking about. So, here's how it started. So, this kid, Caleb, moved to our neighborhood, right? And all the neighborhood kids, like, wanted to be friends with him. And I was like, you know how every neighborhood had them, like, cool neighborhood kids I, like, you kind of didn't talk to because you wasn't, like, cool enough? They wanted all to be friends with Caleb. And I was like, boy, like, let me get some of that clout, though. So they lived right next to us, and there was one time where his like mom needed a babysitter or whatever, so they were like, can he stay at our house? And I was like, duh. So the next day he ended up coming over, right? But that was a day that we also decided to go on this road trip. And we went to a road trip to my uncle's house, and he has this like really big house, and he also has like a weight room in there. So we're going or whatever, we're on a long drive, like 2 hours or whatever, and we're just kicking it, it's fun. And then we get there, and so I was like, yo, Caleb, like, let's go chill, whatever. So he was like, oh, okay, his voice wasn't that deep, it was like 6. So anyways, we like go to the backyard, we play like volleyball and stuff, and then we went to the weight room, right? So we started lifting weights, and I thought I was so cool because I was able to pick up like the 5-pound one with like no struggle at all.
Yes. Ooh.
So we started going on the treadmill, right? And he was like, okay, no, here's how I started. So he was talking about how like in football practice they run a lot, and like so, and yeah, and they're like, he's like, oh my gosh, like this treadmill is gonna make me run so fast, I'm be ready and all that stuff. So me being the kid I was trying to act like I was better than him so that he would want to hang out with me, knowing that like I'm the shit, you know. So that's why I was like, when I was lifting weights, I was like making sure I was looking all freaking buff and like. So I was like, bet, like I'm gonna be running like all fast on here, like I'm gonna, like I was turning the button. So we go on there, right? And he starts off like so, we start off slow, and I was running and whatever, and then I look at him, and he looks at me, and I was like. So I end up like turning it up, like all you hear is like beep beep beep, and like my little legs like go from this to like. Let me remind y'all, this weight room was like, okay, it was kind of big, but the treadmill was right by the wall. Like this is the treadmill, and like this is the wall. Okay, so I'm like on this treadmill, and I'm just running, and I keep turning it up, and like. I'm over here like sweating. I can't breathe. I'm like running, trying to look all good and whatever. And he just looked at me, and he's still going the same pace. Like he don't care that I'm going on fast. But I like low-key thought he was impressed. But so he's looking at me, and he's just like he probably knew what was gonna happen. Okay, he probably knew that that bad little boy probably knew what was gonna happen. So he's just looking at me like not even telling me to slow down. He probably sees my knees shaking and everything. Can't even tell me nothing. I turn it up, like, up 1, like, okay, maybe not 1, maybe, like, 3, and my knees, like, gave out, and I don't know what happened, and I slipped, like,
My nigga, my motherfucking niggas.
full on, I hit my nose, I hit my knees, and I slipped, but let me remind y'all, this is the treadmill, this is the wall, so when I slip, I just ran, I went straight to the wall. Try to like not hit my head. Every time like when I would fall, my mom and my dad always told me like try not to hit your head. I don't care if you gotta put your feet up or something. Just don't hit your head. So I was like doing this and whatever, trying not to hit my head, but I hit the wall so hard that my wrist was like ski and ski.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What?
I swear like it was like snap crackle pop because it was like yo, I could have been in a Rice Krispies treat commercial with that sound. So I'm like crying, bro, and like I was on one like. Did you ever when you were a kid when you would like hit like a bone or something, you would like move a lot, you would like damn that hurt, like So that's what I was doing. I was trying to look cool and whatever. So I start like doing some dumb stuff, and he's like, "Are you okay?"
You good?
What, nigga? I'm like extravagant.
And I got up, and I was like, "Yeah, you know." And he was just like, "Do you want me to go like tell your dad?" And I knew dang well my dad would be like, "You stupid kid." So I was like, I don't think we should do that.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to. Alright, I'm gonna do it. Fuck it.
Little kid tells my dad, right? My dad looks at it and he moves it and it like popped again and I just cried. I was crying.
Are you crying?
No,
Not any.
I'm not.
It hurt so bad. So I went to the doctor. But the thing is also that there wasn't a doctor like that close. Like we all the way like in the mountains type deal. So it wasn't like around the corner like 7-Eleven. Okay, so it was like a whole mission to get me to a doctor, and he's just looking at me like this I'm like not even playing. This is how we doing in the car seat. You got his little hands in his pockets and he's just like, boy, my whole what you we get to the doctor and they look at it and they're like, yeah, it's fractured. And I was just like, what the I really don't know how else to explain it. Like, I was really just, like, disappointed. Like,
This is so humiliating.
and the thing is that once we got there, he really acted like he didn't know me from that. Like, that was so embarrassing that he just was like, no. And the thing that's more embarrassing is that he told all the neighborhood kids, and, like, when they didn't even want to sign my cast, dog. Like, that's how low it was. They really, like, did not mess with me after that. Nope, not even a little bit. So, that's my embarrassing story, is that I fractured my wrist flying across the room off a treadmill when I was 6, okay? Yeah, so that's the tea. Okay,